folks, I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. Today is Friday, December 8th, 2023. And here's your news roundup. What was it, about a year ago when there was a baby formula shortage because of the formula that was found to contain a bacteria that was sickening the young children and killing many? Well, evidently 2 babies have been infected with the same bacteria. One was in Kentucky and the other in Missouri. The one baby died. A woman in Atlanta has been charged with trying to burn down the home of Martin Luther King. She was stopped by 2 tourists from Utah, and they apprehended her. She poured gasoline on the porch and on the floor, and when she came down the steps to get a lighter, she was stopped. Unbelievable. In Japan, thousands of tons of dead sardines and some mackerel washed ashore in northern Japan. Local people evidently gathered up the dead fish to eat and sell later. Yeah, unbelievable. A small police department in Minnesota, Northwoods, offers free canoes to help recruit new officers. Yeah, there's been a problem across the country of recruiting new police officers. Many are leaving the forces, so they thought they would do something different and offer the canoes, which are made of the same material as bulletproof vests, valued a little bit over $3,000, as an incentive and an eye-catcher to try and get new recruits. Joe Biden vowed to crack down on tax cheats. His DOJ has charged his son Hunter as being one of them. He's facing up to 17 years in prison and has 9 charges currently on him. Yeah, I'll believe that when it happens. Today, the UN Security Council convenes emergency meeting over Escondido, with the dispute going on with Venezuela claiming that land. Recently, huge oil fields were discovered, I guess, off the coast there of Guyana. Back in August, Guyana started selling leases to the recently discovered oil fields, one of them being ExxonMobil Company. I did a report on that yesterday. I posted it on YouTube. Brazil is sending troops to the border. The U.S. military, which is based in Guyana, is doing military drills that they started yesterday. Venezuela, their allies are Russia, China, and Iran. Russia also has military troops in Venezuela, so it very easily could blow up into a regional war. It wouldn't be a proxy war where we didn't have any troops on the ground. We do have troops there. We are doing military drills there, and Russia also has troops there. That could create more illegal immigrants trying to enter the United States. I found this post. It said border wall breach and mass incursions taking place in Lukeville, Arizona, in a completely different area than before. Hundreds crossing illegally east of the port entry right now. Many of the men are from Africa and families from Ecuador, Mexico, men from Guyana chanting America to us. There was other videos where they were thanking Joe Biden. Venezuela supposedly held an election to acquire the area of Guyana. International communities are calling for calm as Guyana and Venezuela border tensions soar. Venezuela evidently put out new maps showing that Escondido is now part of Venezuela. It's all about oil. U.S. crude oil inventories are down 1% for the week ending December 1st. The war in Ukraine, threat from Russia, NATO clash never has been so real since the Cuban Missile Crisis, ex-president said in a statement. Most people don't realize how close we were actually to a nuclear war when Russia posted missiles there in Cuba. And here's a cute little video. We all need a little bit of humor. I don't know why that raccoon is walking on its front legs. We'll let it play again. There he goes. A Guyana military helicopter crashed, killing 5 officers. There was, luckily, at least 2 that survived. They were 30 miles from the Venezuelan border on training drills. I wonder if they were working with the U.S. military. It evidently was a Bell 412 aircraft that was going to the border to do a troop inspection and crashed, they say, because of bad weather. There was also a video of a Russian Aviastar cargo plane that had caught on fire with its engine. This was in the area of Russia, close to the Morocco border. And you can see the video here. Yeah, I don't know if it made it, if it landed okay. But it looks like fuel that's on fire that was dripping down from the plane. Yeah, no news about it. A Brazilian army vehicle evidently crashed. 2 people were injured as it headed to the border there with Guyana and Venezuela. And there's the, let me go back to the beginning of it. You can see it smoking here. Yeah, so they wouldn't have been deployed except for the conflict that's currently brewing there between Guyana and Venezuela. Sending prayers. Just terrible. Yeah. So more and more people are getting injured just being deployed because of the coming conflict. The Council of Europe and UN joined forces to call on Russia to comply with the ECHR decision. Evidently, this has got to do with their invasion they did in Georgia. And there was a court trial about damages, I guess, and they owe about $167 million that has not been paid. Colombian authorities evidently are blowing up illegal mining sites that are along the Amazonian River. The BBC had videos of them blowing them up. They actually look like floating boats that would transport the ore and drugs to the vessels. They were saying that the mining groups were polluting the river with mercury. The BBC also had an article about Brazil deploying troops to the Venezuelan border. There was an interview with a Los Angeles business owner after his business got looted this weekend by 15 masked thugs. He said he has had enough. He's done everything that he could. He voted for Biden. He voted for Gavin Newsom, and he's sick of the crime. John Kerry said we've got to cut down on farming due to climate change or people are going to starve. Well, if we don't have farming, where are they going to get their food? Well, maybe they can collect the cockroaches and bugs from the cities and we can eat bugs. Hunter Biden charges are just the tip of the iceberg, GOP representative says. Evidently, he spent like over $1 million on sex parties and things that he did paying for his prostitutes. Food insecurity has grown over the last few years since Biden got into office. There was an article about how things have gotten worse besides food. People worry about paying for their rents and their mortgages. This article was on USA Today. A rare giant rat that cracks coconuts with its teeth caught on camera for the first time in Australia. The local people told the scientists that this rat was not extinct, as scientists had believed, and so they set up game cameras and they caught over 67 images of the giant rat. It's evidently the size of a human baby. UK garden ornament turned out to be a live bomb. Evidently this bomb is over 100 years old. They bought the house in 1982 and thought it was a great yard decoration. And then the Ministry of Defense or somebody came to their house and took the bomb and blew it up. Turned out yeah, it was still live. Looks like they've taken good care of it, painting it. The son of the homeowner said that his mother used to clean her trowel of dirt by tapping the trowel onto the bum. In a tiger enclosure there in Pakistan, zoo staff found a half-eaten body of a man after spotting the tiger with the man's shoe in its mouth. Maybe he was cleaning his teeth with the shoelaces. I don't know. Tucker Carlson had an interview with Alex Jones about his unique ability to predict coming events. He predicted that bin Laden would be charged with the coming bombing of the World Trade Center. It hadn't happened yet. The plans for the New World Order and future events that he says will happen, such as mind control by putting certain types of material or chemicals into our food. He also talks about people not having life skills, knowing how to survive when we don't have all the gadgets and electronics and convenience like we have nowadays. He also talks about John Kerry's plan to get rid of farming. What are you going to eat? He also talks about how the election's going to be controlled. They're going to assassinate Biden. They're also going to assassinate Trump. He talks about the sleeper cells that are here and how they'll get the green light from Iran to do terrorist attacks, which will be allowed by the United States. If you get a chance, you really need to watch this video. He's been accurate about his other predictions, and he says he gets the information by reading their own documents from, these elite people. Here's a link to the video that I did about another U.S. war, U.S. military drills with Guyana amid dispute region with Venezuela. And there's a video also on Twitter showing Brazilian troops heading, I suppose, into the dense forests there along the border to start patrolling what's going on between Guyana and Venezuela. Another article, U.S. Southern Command announces the beginning of air exercises in Guyana's airspace today, in conjunction with the Guyana Defense Force in order to strengthen regional cooperation. This exercise comes following Venezuela's claim to annex over 70% of Guyana territory. This here is evidently one of the U.S. military helicopters that we use over there. Images of the Brazilian troops heading into the border. This one here is along the trail. And then this one here shows the jeeps. Now remember, there was one jeep, military jeep, that had an accident where 2 Brazilian people were injured. Yeah, it looks pretty serious to me. What do you think? Yeah, they're crouched down, sneaking along there. Another video of Brazilian troops deploying military equipment and soldiers. Can you see them in the back of the trucks? It'll be here at the end. Let me show you there. I wonder if I can pause it. That one's covered. But there you can see the... Alright, there's the soldiers, Brazilian soldiers. And this kind of gives you a view down the road of all the trucks. I don't know how many there is. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 that I've seen in this video, and that's only as far as I can see. Mainstream media is not talking about this coming war there in South America. Tucker Carlson also posted a video showing Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin threatening to send your uncles, your cousins, and sons to fight Russia unless more money is sent to Ukraine. Yeah, he actually says that in this video. Yeah. So it won't be a proxy war there in Ukraine. Proxy meaning we're only sending weapons and money. we will actually be in a full-blown war with Russia. And now South America is coming up. Yeah, you can't have war on so many fronts at the same time and expect to win. Newsweek did have an article about the U.S. risk of being dragged into a third war. Again, that was on Newsweek. There was also a post about U.S. militants, militias or vigilantes along the border between the United States and Mexico. I don't know how much of that is true. There's also a video in a mall of all these people dressed in black with masks on, in a controlled group going down to J.C. Penney and just snatch and grab. It was probably California. U.S. contractor in Australia, I believe it was, U.S. confirmed cyber attack after data leak. This was a group that made military vessels. So we also have our own government spying on U.S. citizens. U.S. senators, I guess, were at a meeting. Government spies on Apple, Google users via their mobile notifications. Yeah, anyone who thinks that they're not being spied on, you're in La La Land. Yeah, my daughter got a letter. She took on a second job at Dollar Tree, and she got a letter from them that her personal information was hacked. Yeah, they got everything. Name, address, phone number, and social security numbers. Emergency crews were called in to the John F. Kennedy International Airport after a oil spill, maybe a fuel spill. Over 10,000 gallons had to be cleaned up. I don't know how that happened. All right, and a little humor, massage time. This is what my cat does to me when she's sitting with me and we're watching television. Yeah, making bread. Very cute. Like the little shirt that the cat's wearing. Cat does not look that happy about it. Look at the look on his face. Or her face. Whichever it is. There was another school shooting. This one at the University of Nevada. 3 people were killed. And the suspect was also killed. Better stock up on coffee. Evidently, the coffee trader, Mercon, ran out of credit and is filed for bankruptcy protection. Yeah, they're one of the main distributors for coffee. This comes from California. Mysterious virus wipes out rabbits at East Bay Petting Zoo. They do have this type of virus in a small band going from California to Oregon. They don't know if they caught it from the wild population. The wild population evidently is immune to this virus, but the rabbits at the zoo were not. Hard to believe after watching this video that the man that was shot in the head when a person came in to rob the restaurant. Yeah, I don't know if he thought the guy was going for a gun or whatever, but this was in New York City. Yeah, for the amount of blood that was on the floor, yeah, he's actually recovering. I don't know what kind of brain damage he has, but he did survive. Shocking video. Now, yesterday, Senate Republicans did block Biden's Ukraine aid despite warning over direct conflict with Russia. Yeah, he keeps saying if he doesn't get his money, he's going to send the troops. I don't know how he's going to send the troops unless he reinstates the draft. There's a lot of talk about a draft coming. Yesterday, too, was the day that Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. There was actually over 3,063 people. Now, that would include both civilian and military personnel that were killed in the hour-and-a-half attack on Pearl Harbor by Japan. Evidently, that chemistry student there in Florida who was accused of putting some kind of toxic chemical underneath his neighbor's door will not be prosecuted. he has been deported back to China. Florida did issue a warrant for his arrest, but that is only if he ever returns to the United States. The U.S. there in Taiwan is going to deploy anti-ship missiles to deter China. 12,000 people a day just at one border crossing. The cartels are bringing in through a hole they cut through the fence, and they're actually seen waving and thanking Biden. Here's the part where they're coming through the fence, where they cut it. This is one of the cartel people. Some of the cartel people are so well armed. It's amazing. They got bulletproof jackets. There's a cartel. There he is waving, saying thank you, see you later. Yeah, the cartels are laughing at us now, but they won't be when I'm Commander-in-Chief, Ron DeSantis. The governor of Florida is running for president. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, supposedly they're going to get rid of both Biden and Trump through assassinations of some sort. And in this video, they got the groups divided up. The small group up over here, that is women and children. And then all the rest is males. Everything else, they actually have at least 2 lines of males. Let me go back to the beginning. This is all male. All military age males. And then if they're going to show it again, let me run it real fast. Yeah, there is one group of women and children. Yeah, see how they got 2 lines. But there is only one group, one small group of women and children. That's down there. I'm going to try and make that bigger. Right there. That's a small group of women and children, and all the rest are military age men. There in Indonesia, they have reportedly removed all the bodies of those that were killed by the volcanic eruption of Merapi. When I did the video on December 6th, there was 23 dead. I don't know how many have died since then, possibly in the hospital. Businesses everywhere are struggling. This Los Angeles vegan restaurant is now putting meat back on the menu, trying to stay, afloat. I have talked about the medical services, the hospitals that are cutting staff. Here's another report. New England Sinai Hospital in Massachusetts to close its doors in spring. You notice here, no emergency room. How can you be a hospital with no emergency room? All of you that possibly sent in samples to 23andMe to find out your heritage, well, evidently hackers got everything. Absolutely everything. There in Siberia, Russia, they evidently had the lowest temperatures ever, recorded the other day on December 5th of minus 58 degrees below 0 Celsius. That was Celsius. U.S. is drawing the line. They're really showing their true colors about Israel. U.S. announces visa bans after warning Israel over West Bank violence. The government keeps giving us the BS about how good our economy is doing, how much better we're getting. Well, here it says from Reuters, U.S. job openings hit more than 2.5 year low as labor market cools. Yeah, less jobs out there. I don't know much about banking and trade and things like that, but I thought this was really dumb on the part of China. China's state banks were spotted swapping the yuan for U.S. dollars in the onshore swap market and then quickly selling those dollars in the spot market to support the yuan. throughout the whole trading session. Yeah, I guess Moody cut their credit rating too. More images from the border. Look at the trash they're burning, trying to keep warm. This is from the 5th. Lukeville, Arizona, where hundreds of adult men from around the world have crossed into the U.S. illegally and are waiting for Border Patrol to take custody. One man said he paid smugglers $10,000. First flew to Colombia, then headed north to the U.S. Look at the trash. All military-age men. How many of them are terrorists waiting for Iran or whoever to give them the go-ahead to do mass terrorist attacks here in the U.S.? Another Twitter post, it says, "I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything, Joe Biden." The reporter said he talked to 2 African men who crossed illegally into Lukeville, Arizona, which is Morocco. That's where, close to where that Russian plane crashed, or cargo plane was on fire. Liberia. Both admitted to me they were not seeking asylum, instead wanted to work and the opportunity in the U.S. Both are planning to go to New York City. Thank you, Joe Biden. Yeah. Another video of the people coming through the border wall. Look at that. Yeah, let me go down here. Yeah, there's 2 women, and then the guy salutes them. Yeah, $10,000 to get across. Right there is where they cut the fence, and then you can see the part of the fence laying on the ground on the Mexican side. And there it is. Looks like they're going there to repair it. Yeah. Denny Lane, Moody Blues singer and co-founder of the Moody Blues, died at 79. That was reported on the 5th. U.S. job opening tumble to lowest level in 2.5 years as layoffs increase. Some parent had sent their daughter on a field trip somewhere, and they were assigned rooms according to their gender. And one of the girls turned out not to be a girl, put into a room with 2 other girls that was a boy who claimed to be a girl. And they didn't find out about it until the daughter called up her father from the bathroom in tears, scared and horrified. She was put in a hotel bedroom with a boy, and she was only 12 years old. Senator Dick Durbin wants to give the opportunity to illegal aliens to become American soldiers. Can you imagine giving a weapon to an illegal alien with the promise of them becoming a U.S. citizen when they could be sleeper cells? Yeah, this government is nothing but clown world. Here is a group of Chinese nationals that were captured, voluntarily gave themselves up, entering our southern border there in California. You can't get out of China unless China allows it. They have the Great Wall, they call, about the internet, etc. So these are Chinese-funded personnel that are being allowed to come into the United States by China. And that should scare you. That should scare you. They got them divided up into 3 different groups. This group here is all Chinese. Yep. Thank you, Joe Biden. As I've stated before, the younger generation does not have the life skills to survive for different disasters. Here is one sign that was posted to a wall. It says, "Please do not lick the walls." Senator Bob Menendez is definitely in deep trouble. They were actually able to track the gold bars that they found in his home to who actually gave them to him for bribery. Dave's Edgewater reported the theft. They caught the criminals. He got the gold bars back. Dabes has been accused of asking for favors from Bob Mendez. The gold was stolen from him back in 2013 and then recovered and returned to him. And because of the serial numbers, yeah, they know exactly where the gold bars came back now. Another cute little cartoon. It says, "What's this?" And the wife says, "Avocado dip." "Avocado dip? You know I don't like avocados." And she say, "Did I say avocado dip? It's not avocado dip. It's guacamole dip." "Oh, good. I love guacamole." NATO chief issues one bleak warning to Ukraine's allies about the future of war against Russia. Yeah, Ukraine's losing the war big time. They're running out of men and now they're drafting the women. There in the UK, Boris Johnson had considered a raid on a vaccine plant there in the Netherlands because evidently the Netherlands would not share the COVID vaccine with the UK. Can you believe that? Even though Israel has never stated publicly they do in fact have nuclear weapons, we all know they do. Well, evidently the November 7th attack by the militants did hit their area, the base where they produce the nuclear missiles. German police foil Islamic terrorist plot to attack synagogues and Christian Christmas market, evidently. Yeah, that was good. Methane makes up 0.00017%, 1.7 parts per million by volume of the atmosphere. Yet they tell you to stop eating beef. Cows do not contribute to climate shift. They often leave out that the majority of the methane is coming from the Arctic regions, the bogs, where a lot of CO2 has been stored, and in the different lakes from past, probably from the day of the dinosaur. And methane bubbles are now coming up, contributing to the methane in our atmosphere. So it's not being caused by cow farts or cow burps. That is a big lie. Yeah, this image here made my mouth water. Yeah, that's how I like my steak. Yeah, rare. Jury orders egg suppliers to pay $17 million in damages for price gouging, price fixing. And that was between 2004 and 2008. And they're still doing it. So this was a lawsuit from 2004 and 2008 that they were found guilty of price fixing. And it still continues. So, yeah. And we won't... Actually, it was 3 times the amount that they were awarded. But we will never get a return on that or any part of that lawsuit. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.